Hello everyone, welcome to Analog IAS Current Affair Analysis for 3rd March 2021. In this video, we'll be discussing elaborately about the concept of cybersecurity. Why is it very important for the future of our economy? Why is it important for the safety and security of our country? And the threats that China imposes for India. So this is going to be a very analytical and a bit lengthy video. So kindly bear with me. China's Cyber Eye and India. This is an article taken from the Indian Express in the context of an alleged cyber attack which has tried to bring down the electric grid or power grid in Mumbai. Now, this article can be used as a trigger for us to understand the importance of cybersecurity, but let us deal with what cybersecurity is all about, why it is important for us to handle cybersecurity threats. Now, the first question that we have to ask is, what exactly is this cyber security? In today's world where internet has spread so widely and the usage and adoption of internet has even reached to the villages in our country, therefore cyber security is all the more important. For example, we have created networks to deliver any sort of a service. One of the common example, and in the present context we can take the case of power grid. So if this power grid is hacked by hackers, the entire electricity supply will come to a halt. In the future, by the growth of technologies, it is envisaged that because of the concept of sensors, we are going to create what is called as Internet of Things or cyber physical systems. What do you understand by the cyber physical systems? Basically, they are connected through a technology, and this common connection will achieve economies of scale. Along with this advantage, there is also a weakness. That weakness is cyber threat. In any case, if this network is disturbed by any hacker, it will completely bring the entire nation, not just the economy, to a grinding halt. Imagine a scenario wherein our transportation sector, our electricity sector, banking, internet, electricity, TV, and even our national stock exchange, all these are linked to our internet. Unless and until we have cyber security, these cyber threats will continue to bring the economy down to a grinding halt. And this is a major problem. And there are various allegations even in the present times that the Chinese hackers are trying to hack our vaccine data and create vaccine dummies. At the same time, there have been allegations that they have been trying to bring down the power grids as well. The ministry has come forward and said that the power outage in Mumbai is just because of a human error rather than a Chinese attack. But at the same time, even in Telangana, it was reported that certain or the computer emergency response team has given out certain indication to the Telangana power grid or one of the major discom in Telangana called TSSPCL that there is a probable Chinese attack on the power grid of Telangana, and the Telangana government has intervened on time and thwarted this attack. So this is not going to go away just like that. Mumbai might be a one-off human error case, but the threat is very much imminent. Even last year, Indian Express has reported about a company called Zenhua Data IT company, and the basic job of this company is to do a background check of all the individuals in its clientele. So this data target group, as it is called by the company, they have a set of individuals, and all these individuals post different kinds of information across the social media. So on Instagram one might post different thing, on LinkedIn one might post a different thing, on Facebook one might post a different thing. So what this data company actually does is it tracks and collates data from various sources and tries to bring about a picture wherein it tells certain information about the behavior of the individual. It also tracks the activities of various scientists and their patent information, and there are also fears that they have hacked into the financial accounts of these individuals as well. So in the backdrop of this particular news item, it is pertinent to say that India has a significant cyber security threat from China. Given the ubiquitous nature of internet today, everybody uses WhatsApp, everybody uses Facebook, and in the backdrop of this, judges, scientists, bureaucracy, and even MPs are also being tracked by this company allegedly. In this situation, what should we do? How can we stop this company from actually tracking the individuals? Can we completely ban these apps and say that we should not be using it? That is definitely not the answer, because it will kill the competition, and without the growth of IT infrastructure in our company, there is simply no way that will be creating so many jobs for the future. And secondly, if we keep on banning different apps like this, what happens is there is a possibility that IT companies might eventually move away from India. If you take a look at the growth story of 1991, IT has been the backbone of service sector growth, and that is the reason why India has raised from a lower middle income group to what it is today. In this situation, we also have to talk about certain specific issues that can be important for preliminary examination, certain terminologies. Now, we have a Chinese hacker group called the Red Echo, which has been particularly targeting the power sector in our country with a malware called ShadowPad. You just have to be aware of this information for your preliminary exam. ShadowPad is the name of the malware. Red Echo is the name of the group which is targeting the power sector. Please remember this information. Similarly, we have another group called the Stone Panda, which has been trying to hack the intellectual property right and get access to the vaccine data of companies like Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute of India. So, intellectual property rights and then at the same time having cyber security are going to be fundamentally important for the economic future of our country. Even vaccine companies like Serum and Bharat Biotech have complained that there is almost a 5-fold increase in the number of cyber attacks that these companies were facing after the pandemic. So there were continuous attempts to steal the intellectual property rights and give a tough time for these companies. So in order to safeguard the economy in the future and also to give that investor confidence in our country, India must come up with stringent laws, and in this domain we require experts. Experts are needed to handle cybersecurity issues rather than generalists. So that is the gist of this article. But let us prolong this article and extend it to other relevant areas about the importance of cyberspace in the future of our country. Thus, as seen in this article, it is very evident that the control of cyberspace is going to be all the more important, not just because of the actions of individual actors, but also as a key to the security of the entire nation. Therefore, cybersecurity holds key to all the important information, sensitive data, or even sometimes protected health information infrastructure, personal information. All this can be hacked by the Chinese hackers in a single go. If the governments themselves are very vulnerable, and with the growth of e-banking, imagine the kind of trauma a common man would have when he notices that he is subject to a cyber fraud. Therefore, governments around the world are bringing more attention to this cyber crimes and realizing the importance of cyberspace. One of the most important practice that we have to notice in this context is the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation. So under this framework, broadly there are 4 principles. Firstly, there should be a mechanism to actually communicate the data breaches to a centrally appointed data protection officer. But whenever there are regulatory issues with respect to internet, two common issues come up. One is that of the consent of the person to collect the data and about his privacy. So GPDR law has provisions with respect to both these aspects. So it requires a user's consent to process the information, and at the same time there is a need to anonymize the data. That is, you can't say from which person this particular piece of data came forward. So including these 2 points has made the issue of privacy and consent a very relevant one in the context of GPDR. So India must also learn lessons from GPDR and create a similar framework where consent and privacy are respected. In the context of privacy, Article 21, that is right to life, has been an integral part of privacy debate, and this has been reiterated even in the 2017 Puttaswamy judgment by Supreme Court. In order to address all these issues comprehensively, India needs a data protection framework. At the same time, we need a national cyber security strategy that deals with these sort of attacks. If you take the case of India, we have something called critical infrastructure. The reason why these sectors are called critical infrastructure is because the rest of the economy is dependent upon this critical infrastructure. Say, for example, commercial facilities, banking and finance, manufacturing, emergency services, healthcare, etc. In the time of pandemic, we have realized how difficult it would have been if there was no internet, and this internet has also been the reason for a lot of cyber attacks and cyber frauds in the time of the pandemic. So there is a need to balance between the both. That is what I am trying to say basically. So what are the emerging challenges that we have to understand? Firstly, we have to understand that internet penetration has inherent vulnerabilities. The reason for this is because if a particular player is not paying enough attention to cybersecurity aspect in his digital presence, there is nothing that the government can do. So cybersecurity is an aspect that individuals must also own up at a personal level and not just the government. The second problem is point of entry problem. Given the fact that adoption of internet as a service is so widespread in our country, we literally have no idea where the next cyber security threat that can stop India can come from. Previously, the issues of terrorism were just considered to be those which can attack our sovereignty. But when we're talking about cyber security, there will not be even a drop of blood, yet there will be so much pain. So this is the peculiar nature of cyber security. So how will you decide with this point of entry? How will you man them is the major problem. Therefore, this biggest challenge for the future should be met by all the stakeholders involved. Now, who are these stakeholders? Is it just the government or is it just the people? No. Everybody who uses internet should be made equally responsible to ensure cyber security. They cannot act irresponsibly. For this, awareness should be generated. Now, cyber security is one aspect that the entire nations must come forward to create it as a part of the global commons. So that is the gist of this article and the entire issue.